Oh man, being me is so much fun. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up, party people? I have my manager in the room, guys. She is making sure that everything is running smoothly. She's making sure that she gets my glasses if I need them, if there's anything that I need to read, and I start squinting to prevent like headaches and como se dice, anything. Like if I'm thirsty, she's gonna hand me my seltzer water. Like in fact, she's walking over right now to grab my seltzer water to make sure that I get a fresh one with bubbles. And before I do anything, I just want to just thank you guys, just acknowledge you and applaud you and salute you for tuning in and for being a part of this conversation. And I want to, of course, just create a background of relatedness and tell you guys a little bit about what we have been doing for the past couple of months here on Sips with Chef. Before I do that, I'm going to make sure that I go live on. I really haven't. Yo, shout out to my assistant. Okay, she is amazing. She got me a new seltzer water. So I'm going to tell you guys a funny story, right? So cheers to you. So the show was originally the reason why I chose the name Sips with Chef is because I'm like, I imagine you guys in your living rooms or on the bed, like in a nice cozy corner, sipping on something, right? Whatever you want to sip on, you sip on. Live your life, do you? That's on you, right? But I was like really heavy into enjoying some wine. And, we talked a little bit about that, right? We talked a little bit about my challenges with that in a previous show. And I want to start the show with letting you guys know that after the last show, I have not drank any liquor or any wine or anything of the sort. So I am now on day 28. Whoop, whoop, 28 of no alcohol, no liquor, no drinking. And I share that because I realized after the filming of the last show, I was saucy as hell on that last show. Okay. If you didn't catch it, make sure you go back and catch it. I was saucy as hell. And then I woke up the next day saying to myself, you know what? You need to not just restrict it, right? Like not just like limit it. You need to like leave it alone for a while, right? So I didn't define a time. I didn't define like what a while was going to be. But I've been sober for 28 days, right? And I say that like I'm not an alcoholic. I didn't have an issue, but I realized it was one of those things that kept showing up as a concern. One of those things that I had to sacrifice for a while, to get closer to the goals that I want to achieve. So I share that because we have completely taken a detour for what the original intention was. So Sips with Chef, now Chef is going to be sipping on not wine on Thursdays. For a while, she's going to be sipping on seltzer water or some tea or maybe some regular water. But I decided after the last show. So last month, I took my last drink on the show, or right after the show. I finished the whole bottle of wine. Okay. And I share that because somebody needs to hear that. Like, I woke up the next day completely disgusted. And I was like, I've got to leave this alone for a while. Again, not because I was abusing it, but because I knew that it was keeping me from me being able to reach my goals. So I hope that maybe that makes a difference for someone, right? I'm not judging you if you still drink, live your life. I love you guys anyway. Shit, I want to be turning up with you too. But right now, doing that is not getting me any closer to my goals. So that's the first thing, right? So that's where the name Sips with Chef comes from. Blah, blah, blah. And then initially we were having like a lot of fun. We were coming on the shows every Thursday, and we were just doing different things, having a lot of fun, laughing, joking around, being stupid, being silly. It was helping with engagement, right? But God spoke to me because he can do that, right? Only he can like like knock. He knocked, and he was like, I want you to use this platform for another reason. I want you to use this platform to transform people's lives in another way. So I've come on this show and I've talked about, again, my drinking. I've come on this show and I've talked about, my tendency, or like how I was like leaning towards, or like taking steps, or like starting to build the habits of like a hoarder, like mini hoarding. I've talked to you guys. We've come on this show and I've talked about my sexuality. We've talked about so many different things. And today I know that the show is going to make a difference, right? God put it in my heart again. Like, we have to talk about us checking on our strong friends, because for a long time I've been that strong friend, right? For a long time I've been that strong friend. So for me to admit that I need someone, or that I'm going through a period or a tough season in my life, or for me to even admit that I'm like having symptoms of depression, is like hard for me. And a couple of weeks ago, again, I caught myself like, yo, what is this? Like, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like this, I'm crying, I'm withdrawing, I want to lay in bed, I want to do this, I want to do that. So I was like legit feeling like I was like depressed, right? And I'm having conversations with people, and checking up on people because of the nature of the business that I'm in. And people are like, I just know you acting different, I just know you acting new. Like, oh, I get it, because I'm that strong friend that gets through anything and is able to like lift herself up and like bounce back. Like, my bounce back game is strong, right? Like, people do not check up on us. Like, people don't know. Like, shit happens to us too. Like, we go through things. Things happen, right? And so I was sort of like in this space, in this like chapter, feeling like alone, because it's like everybody around me has me, things I haven't figured out. Like, whatever's going on, she's good, she's gonna bounce back from it, because she always does, right? Thank God. To God be all the honor and all the glory. But like, yo, I was in a space. I'm going through shit, right? Like, I'm going through life. And I talked about it on one of our Bible study classes, and I was able to vent. Like, that was like my first step. And thank God, again, to God, always God be all the honor and all the glory. Like, I've been slowly but surely getting myself out of that space. And I'm looking at the people around me, and the relationships around me, and the friends around me, and there's so many different people that I know going through these different things. So now I'm like, okay, God, now that I'm able to get out of that, use me. Right? Like, use me as a platform, use me as a vehicle to help other people get out of the spaces that they're in, and help me lift. Use me to lift, right? Use me as that vessel. And so I've been seeing people around me. I've been having conversations with like top leaders in the same business that I'm in, and I'm like, wow, so many people are going through stuff that nobody knows about, because again, we don't check on our strong friends. We don't. You guys know I have the comments off because I have a horrible time with concentrating. So if I start to read the comments, I'm going to get lost. So I'm not looking at it right now. I want you guys to know I'm not ignoring you. I'm just not looking at the comments right now, because if I do, I might get a little bit off track. Just a little bit, okay? It's easy. So on tonight's show, I have a guest who a lot of people know in the community, but some people may not know, right? Like, some people may not know like her story. They don't know like what she's going through. They see this person, they see this face, they see this pretty, thank you so much. They see this pretty woman, this like, right? I even had, and it's funny, she can hear me, she's backstage, but I had someone close to me like, that girl, she's like, and I'm like, no, she's a sweetheart. Like, you got to get to know her. She's an awesome human being. She's an amazing person, right? But we would never know, because she puts up this front. She's got this like, but behind the scenes, like, yo, she's really going through a tough season, like most people are. And I want to bring her on so we can get this conversation going and we can get tonight started. But I want you guys to know, like, you can count on us to come on the show every single first Thursday of the month and give you guys some value, right? Give you guys something that you need, maybe because not because you're going through it, but because it may share some light and give you clarity on what other people's are going through, so that you what other people may be going through, so that you can put yourself aside. It's not always about you. When somebody said to me, oh, I thought you was just acting new, thanks for coming to me and checking on me and seeing if I was cool. Right? So tonight's guest, right, is somebody that I met through the Herbalife community. She's somebody that I have the honor and the privilege of working with. She is a client slash business partner in my organization. And I'm bringing her on because she's going to this is going to be the space. This is going to be the night where she's able to share her story and hope, with hopes that it helps transform the life of other people, right? Because again, that's what this platform is for. She is, I got my notes hidden. She's 33, mother of 3, sexy as hell, short as hell. She works at a lab at a hospital near in the northeast section of Philadelphia. And she is someone that I really love, I really adore. And one thing that I want to add is that she has accepted also our invitation to come to church, and she's getting baptized this Sunday. So before I forget that, if you are available, come out and show her some love. So guys, without further ado, please help me welcome Lisa Cruz to the show. Hi, Kelina, mommy, you so cute. If you are watching on Instagram, just know that I'll be ending this broadcast soon. You want to hop on over to my Facebook Live, and you can find it on Coach Chef Jackie, and all of our shows. You can also get tapped in and watch them all. So first and foremost, I want to thank you for accepting my invitation and for being here with us tonight. Okay. I can't wait to really just dive into this conversation. But before I do that, I want to I want you to tell us why you accepted the invitation to be on tonight. That's tends to be the first question I always ask people, because I'm always curious, why? Why did you say yes?
You asked me to attend a conversation like this a few months ago, and at that time, my headspace wasn't there. And since then, so now I've been on this whole healing journey. And in the beginning, I was just upset. I was just embarrassed. I was just I can't believe this shit is happening, or whatever the case was. And I just was not for putting my business out there.
Right.
But now it's just you know what? I don't got no reason to be embarrassed. This shit happens every day.
Every day.
I ain't the first woman in the world, and I ain't the last woman that this shit's gonna happen to.
Right.
So now I feel comfortable.
Let's go. Let's go. So tonight, again, if you are watching on IG, you want to go on Facebook, Coach Chef Jackie. See you soon. All right, so I have the questions. The reason why I have to share that broadcast and end that is because I hold on. Sips with Chef. I'm sorry, guys. I just want to make sure we touch all the platforms. You understand what I'm saying? So we want to start. I want to start by really setting the intention of tonight's show, Lisa, not just for our viewers, but for you as well. My intention for tonight is to just raise awareness. Again, obviously the title of the show is check on your strong friends, right? Because I'm really committed that people get that behind a smile, right? Behind the frown, behind anger and temper tantrums that people have in public, there's always a story, right? And it's so easy for people to assume that they know what's going on, or to judge people based on what the exterior looks like. That I really want and need for people to get that there's always more, right? There's always more. There's always a story. We all have a story. Everybody has a story. And for you, my acknowledgement is not just a thank you for accepting the invitation and being open and willing to share what you're going to share tonight, but also to thank you for bringing me on your journey, for making me a part of your story, for trusting me and my daughter,
I love
right?
you.
And I am witnessing. We are witnessing. She's here by my right next to me. We're witnessing your transformation. We're witnessing your growth. We're witnessing your healing, and I want you to know it's beautiful to witness.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see what's next for you. Okay. So, by definition, the word strong, right? If you look up the definition, by definition is having the power to move heavy weights or perform other physically demanding tasks, right? Obviously, that's not the kind of strong we're referring to tonight on the show. But the second definition is able to withstand great force or pressure. Okay? By definition, friend is a person, and this is interesting to me, right? Again, if you Google it, it's going to come up. A person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Affection. I think the key word there is mutual. Um, Affection, typically exclusive of sexual or family relations. So again, a friend is a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Okay. Now, by definition, true friend is someone who is a true friend, stands up for you when others try to hurt you emotionally or physically. They do everything that they can to make sure you stay safe. They don't care who's trying to harm you. They will defend you anytime, anywhere. If they can help you, they'll do it without reservation or reward. Okay, so that's the definition of a true friend. So I think I wanted to start with that because a lot of us have friends. Very few of us have true friends, right? People that will dead somebody, will stop somebody at their track and be like, nope, I know my friend is this and this, and I'm riding with that friend no matter what. So we're having Lisa on the show tonight because she is going through a separation, right? As such, she has had to have a lot of drastic changes in her life over the past several months. And so her life looks like something totally different than what it did a couple of months ago. So we're going to start with questions that are going to help you just get a glimpse into um, what that has done, what that separation has caused, right? And why that separation even came about. Okay. So Lisa, tell me a little bit about your relationship with Eddie, right? Like I want to know like the beginning, like briefly, like how did you guys meet? How like let's start there. Let's start with how did you guys meet?
We met in 2015. I was working at a bar and he came in right before it closed. And, we exchanged numbers or whatever. And then we went out to the after hour. Then we went out to breakfast. And then everything just went from there. Like one thing just led to another.
Got it. And that was what year?
2015.
2015. All right. Did you guys start a relationship immediately thereafter?
We dated for like 8, 9 months before we became like official.
Okay, 8 or 9 months, and then you became official. All right. Then after you were official, how was the relationship the first couple of months?
The first year or two, the relationship was great. It
Was
was
there
amazing.
any red flags or anything about um, infidelity? Any issues with infidelity or any concerns that you had as his partner the first year?
Not the first year.
Okay, let's talk about the second year then.
The second year was the first time I found out that he cheated on me.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that.
Um, he actually got locked up for a DUI. I was there, and the cop handed me his cell phone, his wallet, and all that. So the next day, his phone starts ringing, and it's a girl. So I answer, and we start talking. She's telling me that she's been sleeping with him or whatever. And I left him for like, I don't know, maybe like 3 weeks or so. And then I fell for his shit again and took him back, only for him to do it again and
Okay.
again.
How long before he did it again?
I want to say about a year.
When did you guys have the baby?
In 2019.
2019. So how many times did you have to deal with infidelity issues between 2015 and 2019?
3.
3 times within that 4 year span.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's talk about now what happened when you were expecting. I think there was a story around the time that you were expecting with infidelity as well.
When I was pregnant?
Yeah.
Yep. So it had to be like, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 days after my gender reveal that I found out that he was sleeping with somebody.
Okay. Was this the same person?
No. This was someone else who happens to be the same person recently.
Got it. Okay. So you guys had the baby, right? 2, 3 times he was he was unfaithful, and then you have the baby, and what happened thereafter?
And then we had the baby, and I thought everything was going good. You know, we had our problems, we had our ups and downs, we had a lot of issues, a lot of trust issues. It was like bad, like bad on my end, bad on his end. Like, I mean, it was to the point where, like, you know, we were getting physical with each other around people in front of the kids. Like, it was bad. So we had our problems.
Right.
But at the same time, I approached him so many times, like, let's just, you know, let's fix it. Let's go to counseling. Let's do this. Let's do that. He never wanted to. And then 5 months ago, I found out that he was cheating again with the same girl. I found out, it was the end of February or beginning of March, that he's been cheating with this girl since September of the year before. So I left him.
I remember that. Okay. So tell me why you think this time it was different. Why you feel that this time was the last draw?
At this point, if you dealing with the same girl again, clearly you got feelings for her. If you've been dealing with her for all these months, clearly you feel something for her. So go be with her and leave me alone.
Got it.
Leave me alone. Let me heal. Let me move on. Let me find my happiness.
Yeah. I think there was and one of the reasons, again, I just want to make sure, just to give the viewers a background of relatedness. The dynamics of your relationship, like when you guys were together, it really almost seemed like, you were done for some time, but you were sort of staying in the relationship for various reasons, right? So would you say that that's the case? Were you in the relationship for any other reason other than like a real desire for wanting to be in this relationship?
I'd have to say, like, when I was going through that whole thing when I was pregnant and he cheated, I stayed because I was pregnant. You know what I mean? And then, you know, I thought he was doing better or whatever the case was. And we had our problems. Like I said, our relationship was up, down, up, down, up, down. And at that point, it wasn't more so me being there because of the baby. It was more so me being there because I truly loved them and I really wanted our family to work.
Got it. So why were you done? Why was this the last draw this last time?
It's not going to change. It's proven. In 5 years, it's been proven. He's not going to change. So why should I continue to suffer? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. So I want to sort of take you back to that day, right? Those feelings. We don't have to talk specifically about like what happened, like the details and the conversations and the phone and the texts. We don't have to get into that. I want to more tap into like psychologically and emotionally what you went through to decide this is the last time that we're going to be here with this type of situation.
You know what? When I found out that day, I was numb. Like I was numb. Like I literally just got up, woke him up, and I went off. But I was just numb. I was just like I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. Like it wasn't until maybe like I don't know, a few days later or something that I started to feel like I wanted to cry, like I wanted to throw things, like that anger started wanting to come out or whatever. But in the beginning, like the first few days, I was just numbed. I was just like, I cannot believe that he did this shit again.
Right. So you guys separated, right? He moved
Yeah.
out,
No, I moved
and
out.
he moved out first.
Yes, he moved out first.
Okay, he moved out first, and
Mm-hmm.
then you decided that you wanted to end that chapter, right? You no longer wanted to live in that house,
Right.
right? And you
Mm-hmm.
started to look for another place to live.
Yes. Yeah.
How was it when like that day, like for you, like you're, obviously we're going through the process, right? Identifying another location. We've been with this person, we've been in this relationship. Take me to the day where you were really, or the night where you were like really settled in your own apartment here, ready to begin this new chapter of your life.
I was happy. Like I was sad, but I was happy too. Like I felt like I went to sleep with so much peace that night. Like I couldn't live in that house. Like he moved out. It's his house, but he moved out and was like, just stay here. Like I don't want you and the kids to have to leave. Just keep the house. I'll go live with my cousin until I find me a place. But I was miserable in that house. Like there was no peace. Like even with him not being there, I didn't feel at peace. Like it
Yeah.
was just depression, misery. Like it was not good. So me leaving and getting my own place, and that first night it was like bittersweet. It was like I was sad, but at the same time I went to sleep and woke up so peaceful.
Right. And I remember we us talking about it, and I think that this is good that you highlighted that and you pointed to that, right? Like guys, like energy is serious. Like energy is real,
Yes, it is.
right? And there are places and spaces where you are that you do not feel like you belong there. Spaces like some of you people watching, okay? And this is why this is so important, Lisa, that we're sharing this and discussing this. There are spaces that like people that you live with, like spaces that you go into that you're like that drains you like immediately, right? Like you could be at work and be on a certain vibe, right? Be on a certain vibrancy. That's what you call it? Vibration. Vibration of the vibrancy, right? No, seriously. But then as soon as you're like
Shania.
around this person or in this certain space or in a certain home, like with your significant other, with certain family members where you're just like it drained. Like it's almost instantly you're drained. Okay. And we do want to acknowledge she's home. She does have her babies with her. She's like hiding in her
I'm
room, I think.
sorry. I'm hiding
So
in
we
my.
want to it's
I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's
My phone's about
okay.
to die. I had to grab my charger.
It's all right. And so again, we just wanted to give a little bit of like background of related. So now, right, Lisa is she's in her new chapter, right? She's in her own place. She's on the road to taking care of herself again, like healing, focusing on her, working on her goals, working on her body, starting, multiple businesses that she's doing part-time with hopes of doing these full-time, right? Of being a working or a mom that works from home. So tell me a little bit about how the separation has helped you mentally. Again, I know that when you're not there yet, right? That you haven't arrived, that it's not like, every day is peaches and cream, right? We still have these conversations where it's like, man, today's one of those days, right? Because at the end of the day, you were tied to, and you were in this relationship, you were in this partnership with someone for years, right? And the dynamics of your life have changed, like everything has changed almost overnight. But tell me a little bit about how making that decision to like really leave and really focus on yourself and your children, how that has changed and how it's helping you transform just other different areas of your life.
I feel like what happened to me was kind of like a blessing in disguise. You know, for a long time, living in that house and that situation and that toxic environment, I lost myself. Like, I lost myself. And being away from that, like, I found ways to find myself again. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, no was tripping.
Okay, it's okay. Listen, we're real people here. Like they like life like we're moms at the end of the day. I have mine sitting right next to me, okay? So y'all just can't see her, okay?
But
But
yeah, I feel like me leaving out that situation allowed me to find who I was before Eddie and allowed me to progress. The person that I was before him allowed me, what I'm saying is like I'm able to progress as a person without having to deal with none of that bullshit that was bringing me down. Like, that situation was bringing me down so bad. I was completely lost. I didn't know how I would find myself again. I used to journal, and I go back and I read the journals now, because don't get me wrong, I have my moments where it's like I miss my relationship, I miss the life I used to live or whatever. But then I read this journal and I'm like, yo, who the hell is this writing? Like, this is like, this person sounds so like depressed, so heartbroken. Like, it sounded like I was just living in a dark hole.
right.
And like breaking free from that, like, I'm starting to find who I was, and I'm becoming a better person and a better woman, a better mother. Like, everything just changed for the better.
What advice would you have for anybody that's in a relationship right now, where there is doubts, right? Where there is concern, where there's like, is this person really the person that I am to spend the rest of my life with? Like, so oftentimes, like so many times, I know so many people in those types of relationship, and I think that's one of the reasons. I know that's one of the reasons why I was by myself for so long. Like I want to be sure that who I'm with is helping me grow, right? Like mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, like all the leads, right? So what advice would you have for anyone? And I'm saying anyone because, right, like most of the viewers and most of the people in our community are women, right? But there are men. There are men that deal with this type of stuff too, right? What advice would you have for someone is having the concerns, is like struggling with like making a decision?
My advice would be listen to your intuition. Every time I listened to my intuition, I was right. Every time I had a feeling that I was being cheated on or something was going on, I was always right. Listen to your intuition. If you have to question if this person is right for me, is this person the person that I really see myself with for the rest of my life? If you have to think about those things, then that's not the person for you.
Mm.
Because the person for you, you're gonna know. You're not gonna have to think about it. You're just gonna know.
What has been the biggest, the biggest challenge like for you to adapt to as a single mom now?
Paying everything by my damn self.
Yeah, and let me tell you, I was like,
Yo.
oh, I don't know if I should be asking this question, because let me tell you, that is the number one reason people stay in relationships.
Yes,
You know
it
that?
really is. It
It
really
really
is.
is. Like, it's a legit, like, I know firsthand a couple of people, no shade. If you have like been open with me and transparent, I'm not gonna put your business out there. But I know so many people who stay for that same reason.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So how are you addressing that? What are you doing to make sure that that's not a concern? What options do you have now?
Listen, I'm just working overtime. I'm building, trying to get in on these little businesses on the side. Like, trust me, I'm finding a way. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Because one thing, I'm not about to sit here and spend my life in misery for a bill.
Come
It's
on.
not happening.
Come on,
No.
somebody.
I don't care. I'm not doing it. I'm not spending my life miserable. My kids were miserable. Like, I'm not doing that to us. I don't give a shit if I gotta work 16 hours back to back days. I'm gonna work them 16 hours, because guess what? When I come home to lay down, I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna be in peace.
Let's go. Let's go. So what are some of the goals that you have now for the next few months? Some of the things that you want to do, some of the just what do you see? What do you see possible for yourself in your life and your future now?
Oh, let me see. I'm trying to study to get my license for what I do here in the lab in Florida, because I really want to take the exam over there, and I want to move. I want
You
to
will
move,
move
and
to the
that's where I want
Sunshine
to.
State.
Yes, that's where I want to move. That's where I want to buy a house. That's where I want to settle down at. Maybe find my husband over there. I don't know.
So Lisa is single, guys, right now. So that's not what the show is for. That's not what the show is for. But so so again, we just want to make sure that we that I allow the viewers to understand. One of the reasons why it's like check on your strong friends. Again, you never know what somebody is going through, right? Lisa is at the club every day, faithful,
Mm-hmm.
right? The day she misses, we're concerned. Like, where's Lisa? Right? We have your coffee right here. Where you at?
Listen, the day I listen, just come with some bail money, because something is up.
But if you saw her, like, she's got this big old smile on the show today, and she looks cute and she looks very approachable. But in person, for somebody who just may be meeting her, she's like very to herself, right? Because of her posture and everything, she could come off like, what's the word?
Like a bitch.
Like a bitch, right? We could say a bitch on the show.
Mm-hmm.
She has that, right? And again, yeah, she's doing her thing. She's showing up, but she has her days where she's like, and I love. Again, I want to just acknowledge, I love that you are comfortable enough and that you have the liberty and the option to just walk into Fox Chase and sit your ass in that little corner and be like, girl, today I'm feeling like this, like this, like this, and I gotta eat these nachos from Taco Bell, right? Right in your face, even though you're fasting, right? Because I'm feeling like it today, right? And for those that don't know you, if they see you, right, they're probably saying things like, why is she eating Taco Bell in a nutrition club? Why is she this? Why is she that? Why she look like this? Why she got that stank face? Because Lisa got a stank face. Lisa got a stank face, okay? Especially, for those of you that don't know her, but there's real life issues happening there. There's real stuff that I'm so grateful for community, because because of who she has in us and myself and in my daughter and Danita, because I know Danita, shout outs to her. But because of what we have available for you as a community, there's that support, there's that like lean on me, there's that like talk to me, right? Like go ahead, pour it out, lay it on me. Like what you dealing with today? What stuff you got, right? But in turn, I know she's also that person for me, you know? Like sometimes I have to catch myself. Like you dumping too much on somebody that already got shit that they need to deal with, that they're dealing with themselves, right? But watching your journey and watching your transformation is really, really a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sight to see. And I want to make clear for anybody that's watching the show, especially if you know Lisa or her ex, right? Because I have to say it. This is not a, oh, how horrible this man is, and he did what he did. He didn't do what he didn't do, right? So even you, if you're watching, right? That's not what this show is about. This show is with the intention of letting people know, even your strong friends, somebody has something going on, and it's important for you to check up on them. People have real life issues and real life situations that they're dealing with, and we're so grateful for community, because the community is what's keeping us strong, is keeping us together, and is helping us just get through whatever it is that we're getting through. Okay. I was able to have other conversations. There are other ideas that we have for future shows, because again, we want to continue to raise awareness for things that are happening, like spaces that people are in, and we all have them. We all have them, and so I'm going to take a minute before we end the show to. She is cool. She's super cool. So we got Soti saying she's cool though. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. She's super cool. We're going to the comments now, Lisa, just to make sure that we can that we highlight people and we shout out our viewers. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Melissa's like, yes, baby, baptism. That's what I'm talking about. Were you able to send them the email to do the 931?
I did, but they didn't get back to me.
Okay, we doing the Black Church. If you watch it, we doing the 930 baptism. Okay. There you go. Thank you for being so honest. God will provide.
Yes.
Danita says, Lisa, you are amazing, beautiful, kind, and good-hearted. Thank you for sharing. I'm happy to know you and for our friendship.
Oh, I love you, Danita.
Melissa said again, choose yourself.
Yes.
Michelle Lopez, let's go, mom, talk.
Yes.
Mari saying Florida, and Soti, like I said, she said she's cool though. So I'm excited. I'm excited for Lisa, and I want everybody on this call to be excited for Lisa. If you see her, this is not, again, we're not doing this so you can feel sorry for her. I want you to be empowered around the fact that she has a story and she's like persisting past that, and she's like kicking ass and doing the damn thing despite of what she looks like nothing. She looks nothing like what she's been through. You heard?
Seriously.
Period. Okay. So if you have ideas for future shows, please hit us up. If there's something that you feel you need to share to get complete, we are on every single first Thursday of the month, and it's important again for us to continue use this platform to transform and help transform other people's lives. We want you to know, Lisa and I want you to know, and I'm going to give her a couple of minutes to share and give her final thoughts. I guess I want to say that there's life after separation. There's life. There's hope after separation. There's thriving after separation, right? And I'm not saying separate to be this person. I'm not saying that, right? But I'm saying if this is a decision, if this is something that you have been struggling with for some time, because I assure you she was, right? If this is something that you have been struggling with for some time, I invite you tonight to choose yourself, to choose you. right? To choose your happiness, to choose your growth, to choose your strength, because it's in there. Lisa, any final thoughts? Anything else you want to say to our viewers before we end?
No, just choose yourself. Never have to think that you need to stay in a situation that you don't feel loved, you don't feel cared for, that you're constantly being disrespected because of kids, because of financial reasons. Like, you could do it. You can do it. If you put your mind to it, if you be like, yo, I'm getting out of this, I don't care. I'm gonna go work 2, 3 jobs, but I'm getting the hell out of this. You go work them 2, 3 jobs and you get the hell out of it. You know, you don't got to be somewhere because of financial reasons and because of kids. You don't got to be somewhere because you're like, oh, I don't want my kids to grow up in a broken home. You know what? You being in that messed up situation is a broken home. Get the hell out of it.
Come on.
Like, that's it. But I love you, Jackie. I love Nani. I love Nita, because yo, y'all really have been my rock through all this. Like, every time I go to Fox Shades, I just be like, I got something new to freaking say every day. Y'all just be there like listening. Like, I just be needing that. I be needing that. You know, I'm there every breakfast break, every lunch break, and shit. I'm even there when I get off work. Y'all need to
Like, wait a minute.
job.
She showed up the other day. Like, wait a minute. Why y'all cleaning up? It's not. It's nowhere near 5 o'clock
Right? I was
yet.
like, it ain't closing time. What's going on here?
Like, damn, I can't get a tea. But you know, tea and talks, right? Whatever it is that you need, you know, whatever you're struggling with, whatever you're dealing with, we want you to know there's hope. There's hope. And again, thank you, Lisa. I love you and I acknowledge you. We hope that everyone that was viewing tonight got something of value, right? If nothing else, check on your strong friends, because people are going through stuff, okay? So we love you. Have a great night. Sip. Bye.
Bye.